Good morning, guys. Welcome to the stream. Thank you all very much for being here. And yeah, as the scene behind us proves, the best Blizzard writers are the drunken dialogue writers. Not the quest writers, not the cinematography dialogue. The best writers at Blizz are the ones writing the drunk dialogue. Who would have thought? I know, it's surprising to me too. John, Mendy, Ghost and Coffee, Patrick, Towan, Alex, welcome guys. Dog says hi. Yeah, Dog said hi right away this morning. You know it's going to be a good day when Dog says hi. Like immediately when the stream starts. He's at the top of the stairs waiting for my voice to pick up. As soon as he hears me, all bets are off. No, my wife vacuumed the living room and he hates the vacuum. Well, I can't tell if he hates the vacuum or if he thinks the vacuum is a living thing that we take out of the closet and walk around and he's mad because he's not allowed to play with the vacuum. I really can't tell. It kind of seems like he tries to like play with the vacuum and then gets really upset when we tell him to stop playing with the vacuum. But he's done it since he was a puppy. Every time the vacuum comes out, he loses his freaking mind. He'll nip at the vacuum, like the vacuum has like marred marks and like teeth marks on it from his repetitious attempts to snap at it and get it to like play with him. And so yeah, that's why the dog is worked up this morning, because the vacuum came out early. And that's a little slice of life this morning. Thank you guys for being here. We're gonna play some Priest. I swear. We have a mount now, so that's really good. We have to fly to the Sepulchre, looks like. Rebecca, good morning to you. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for being here.
What is it?
Once again, guys, I have reconfigured my microphone settings, but today, unlike yesterday, I think I'm sounding pretty okay. I actually was able to do some sound tests. And by the way, just so that you guys know, yesterday's audio quality, I consider it to be garbage. I know many of you assured me during the stream that it was okay, that it was sounding good, but when I listened to the playbacks for yesterday, I was like embarrassed and sad because it sounded really bad. To me, it sounded atrocious, and so I changed yet more settings, and now I think I'm at a point where like the microphone sounds how it used to sound before I installed Logitech G Hub and it took over all my settings. So I think I'm back. But time will tell. When I know I can't trust you guys. You guys are going to tell me it sounds great. I have to listen to the playback myself later on tonight. The Sepulchre, the first ones. Yeah, see, this proves that Blizzard knew what they were doing. Like Shadowlands was the plan all along. Right, it's obviously a plan. This guy's in the basement or like somewhere directly below us. Oh yeah, he's downstairs.
Speak quickly.
The Dark Lady requires my expertise? Well, of course.
Goodbye.
The Dark Lady is correct in her assertion that I am able to unlock the Codex. Unfortunately, I need a signet ring from a Dalaran Archmage to do it. My own ring was taken when I died many years ago, but there still might be a way. While Dalaran has floated away, the outskirts of the city remain. Far to the east lie the ruins of Dalaran. It is there that you will find an Archmage known as Relios. Oh yeah, Relios has been hanging out since Vanilla.
Our time will come.
He's now been recontextualized. Cool. And practical vengeance, kill any 12 Dalaran humans.
Victory for Sylvanas.
And I swear to God, I'm not kidding. I've played here before and never noticed this. He has opened a portal to take us to the Dalaran crater. Like we're not running there. We're not traveling to get there. Even though it seems like we could easily find a pathway behind Ambermill, it looks like we could just walk right in. He's gonna teleport us there. They took his ring, yeah. Alright, let's go. Where does that put us? Oh yeah, it puts us right here. It does look like there would have been a way just to kind of walk in. Yeah, we're at the bottom of the massive crater. That's fine. We need to climb out of here. It's nice of him to teleport us to the bottom of the crater. Even though none of our objectives are down here. He was like, here's some convenience, and then, you know, in place of convenience, we get put into a giant hole. Would it have been hard for him to, like, teleport us to, like, the top of the crater? Like, the crater rim? Is that too much to ask? Apparently it is. There should be a quest for the Arcane Remnants. Ooh, yeah. Yeah, I kind of remember that. You know, it's likely that there was a quest, like, right nearby this guy, and I just didn't see it. Yeah, it's very, very likely. If we have to, we'll come back, I guess. Maybe they drop a quest item? Okay, okay, I'll kill one. Yeah, usually, like, I thought I killed one. Did I get... Oh, I did kill one. I did get an item. The Arcane Remnant pulses with strange energy. Perhaps you should search for more remnants. Surely Dalar would be interested in such a find. I'm sure he would. Did his name have to be Dalar? Like, we're talking about Dalaran, and they were like, let's have the quest giver's name be Dalar. Just to, like, make it really simple and not confusing verbally at all. It's just a weird choice. Oh, Dalar from Dalaran? Oh, nice to meet you, Dalar from Dalaran. Any relation to the Dalaran ruling family, Dalar? Sorry. I don't know why that struck me like that. It's just really weird. His name could have been Bob. You know? But it was Dalar. So there should be more around, it says. Are we picking these up, or are we killing these for them? Let's kill one and see if it drops an item. There's no tool, the tool tab is not showing that we need them for the quest, so I don't know. His name is Dalar de Dalaran, right? That's his full name. That's his legal name. They do drop them, so the tooltip just isn't working for Questy. Alex, I know you watch Asmund sometimes. Did you see Asmund do the Blackwing Descent 25 man? I watched a little bit of the video. I'm actually going to watch the full video so that I can learn the fights. Yes, I'm going to have Asmund teach me the fights. Asmund, Daddy, teach me the fights. And so that's how I'm going to learn the Blackwing Descent fights. But I didn't watch it all yet, but I watched some of it. Including, like, the ending of it. It seems like the raids are hard. It also seems like zerging them on 25 man might be, like, more approachable for casual players than trying to, like, SWAT team them on 10 man. Just something to think about. Because I'm thinking, like, what I remember about 10 man, because, like, my guild did 10 and 25 man back in the day. And what I remember about 10 man was that every single person had to perform perfectly. Every single person, nobody could fuck up. Nobody could go down. Everybody had to do their job absolutely perfectly. Otherwise, it was probably not going to be successful. However, on the 25-man side, like, you could lose 3 or 4 people. Hell, sometimes you can even lose one of your 5 healers. And you can still down the boss. And so, yeah. I'm kind of thinking that maybe we just try a big old 25 men next time, and we bring as many people from the guild as we can, and we pug the rest. It'll be week 2. It'll be normal mode. People will have some more gear. We'll have some more guildies with gear, and then maybe we just pug up to 25 men. Because I think 25-man is going to be more approachable for casual players. It's still going to be hard. Asmon's people couldn't kill the last boss. They killed every other boss, but they couldn't kill the last boss. And so it's still going to be hard, but I think it's going to be more approachable in the sense that, and we could talk more about this like in Discord and stuff, but just throwing it out there now. I think it's going to be more approachable from a standpoint of like some people can mess up and we can still see some of the fight. Like some people can go down, but we can still progress into the actual fight, see some of the mechanics, get a boss to like 40 or 50% prior to a wipe, and then maybe people will start to learn the mechanics. Whereas with a 10-man, if you lose one person, you might as well wipe it at this point, because you need all of those people to perform perfectly in order to make any progress. And I don't think like having a standard of perfection is really going to work. And then once people have some gear and they have some experience, then jumping back and doing 10-mans will probably be a lot more feasible. But I think like maybe for the first couple weeks, pugging up the 25-man could be the way to go. How am I like finding more of these? Okay, let's head down. We need to go down into the crater. So yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I think maybe, and this is still a maybe, but I think maybe if we do a run next week, maybe I want to pug up the 25-man. And just see if we can like make some progress on some fights. Like, see some actual boss mechanics fire off would be good. I don't know if I want to rely on 10 people to be like perfectly geared, perfectly capable, making no mistakes. Like I don't know if I'm like down for that yet. Yeah, no, he did 25 men. Yeah, it was 25 men. But apparently overall, the consensus is that the raids are pretty hard for Classic, I guess. We should technically have 25 people. Yeah, I looked at how many 85s we had on last night. We had a bunch of 85s on. Now if some of those people want to raid and maybe another week giving them a chance to get some gear, maybe they'll be ready. Like, yeah, the thing is, like, looking at how many people, I think we will definitely have more than 10 people interested in raiding. And the thing is, if we do 25-man, we can bring more DPS, because obviously, like, we have more DPS than we have anything else. And so where we're at right now, like, DPS are going to have to sit. Like, there's going to be like a handful of DPS, maybe more eventually, that would really like to come, but they can't come because, you know, we only have 10 spots and we need 3 healers and 2 tanks. But if we go up to 25-man, if we're willing to pug some spots, then we can bring all the DPS that want to go. You know, we can bring all of our DPS. That's kind of, and like I said, I just think that the 25-man stuff is going to be more approachable from a standpoint of like people will be able to mess up. It'll be okay. We can still see the fights. Yeah, it's nice to have people in Discord. At the same time, like, do I want to make that a hard and fast requirement? I'd like for people to at least be able to be in the Discord and listen. Conversely, like, if they're not, yeah, if they're not in the Discord and they're just on the stream, they'll at least be able to hear the strats on the stream, even if they're a few seconds behind. I don't know. The thing is that, like, I think groups, especially pugs, like, I think you can do this content without every single person being in Discord. There are people who need to be in Discord, like, your tanks need to be in Discord. Like, tanks have to call stuff out, there are taunt swaps, but if you're a person that actually knows the fight, like, if you actually know the fight, if you're a DPS and you know the fight, and you know where you're supposed to move and what you're supposed to do, then you're not a person that really has to be in Discord. You're just a person that has to do your job and not F up. And eventually there will be people like that who know the fights and can do the fights. You can require it, but what I'm saying is it's not always going to happen. There's always going to be an outlier. You can say, okay, everybody get into Discord. But like, you're always going to have those one or two people. And what they say is this, and you'll know who they are. Because they'll say, oh, I don't know what's going on. My mic isn't working today. That's what you're going to get when you're trying to pug some spots, or you're just requiring everybody to be in Discord. You're going to say, okay, everybody get into Discord, and one guy is going to be like, I'm not fucking going into Discord with these people. And they're going to be like, oh, I don't know, I can't hear anything. I can't hear anything. And what do you do then? You tell them to get the F out of your raid? Like, no, you say, oh, okay, that sucks. Yeah. Do you know the fights? Oh, yeah, I know the fights. Oh, okay. Cool. That's what happens. You know who the people are right away because they say the same thing. They say, my mic isn't working. I can't hear, my mic is having an audio problem. I can't hear any. Like we had somebody last night who was like that. And so yeah, you can require it, but it's not always going to happen, and you have to like kind of make exceptions for the exceptions. Yeah, for the invite thing, I mean, obviously, like, being on Discord is almost necessary for the invites, unless they fix the in-game calendar. So yeah, we can't send out manual invites to 25 people. That's not gonna work. I am done with this quest except for we need the signet ring. Okay, let's head over and actually like focus on questing, get the signet ring. 100% of people know the fights but still stand and fire. Yeah, I guess the better question is, can you do the fight? Yeah. We need to stop asking if people know the fights. And you need to ask, can you do the fight? Can you do the mechanics? Not do you know the mechanics. Because yeah, anybody can know the mechanics. Can you do the mechanic? Have you done the mechanic? Have you done a mechanic like this? Do you know what a mechanic is? You guys were trying that add-on? It didn't work quite well either? Yeah, that sucks. It doesn't seem like there's a super easy solution except for requiring that people go into Discord and sign up to the Discord. At least logging into the Discord, if nothing else, to do that. Where is this guy's ring? It's supposed to be a named guy, I thought. Oh, maybe he's over here. No, that's an herb. Oh, there he is. Oh, he patrols back and forth. Okay. What's a mechanic? It fixes cars. That's true. That's true. And if that's their answer, they're kicked out of the raid. Alright, and now I can go back through the portal at the bottom. I don't have to run back. We can... I hope he left the portal open for us. I'm assuming that he would. That's a little steep. Let's try to find like a little bit of a safer way down. Okay, this is still questionable. Oh, nice, nice, nice. Oof. No slow fall yet. I mean, I could have access to it and not have trained it yet. I have an agility staff on. That's good to know. That's not helping us. And that's it for this guy. Okay, I thought he would have like a little bit more, but apparently not. Now we're going back down to the Forsaken Front.
What is it? Trust.
Let's see, what spells have I not trained yet because I'm a bad person? Holy Fire, not going to use it. No, we're pretty trained up. Oh yeah, I trained recently. They had a trainer out here somewhere. Oh yeah, they have a trainer back in Brill. Yeah, we trained recently. We just don't have Slowfall. Who knows if we ever get it. Maybe they pruned it, I don't know. We have Levitate, not really the same thing, I don't think. Yeah, I don't see Slowfall. Just have Levitate. It would be in Talents. That'd be a weird thing to be in Talents, like a completely optional spell that you would really never need in any circumstances. Maybe. I'm a priest, not a mage. Alex, that explains it. Dude, yeah, if only mages get Slowfall, then yes. I am not a priest. I mean, I am not a mage, I'm a priest. Now I don't even know what I am. Now I'm all confused. Marcus, good afternoon, man. Welcome to the stream. Alright, let's get going. Back to Sylvanas. Would Levitate stop us from falling quickly? Because I don't know if it would. Levitating and slow falling are not really the same thing when it comes, if you're thinking about like the physics of it.
What joy is there in this
Although you
curse?
could argue that levitating would stop you from hitting the ground at the end of a fall. What is the name of the quest log? Like the add-on that I'm using for my quest log? That's Questy. Or if you mean this right here, this is immersion. If you mean like how the quest box is changed, this is immersion. This is Questy.
I have no time for games.
Trans-Dimensional Warfare Chapter 1. Oh good, multiple chapters. Take the ring and make your way to Baron's Peril, southeast of here, located in a cave in the hills. Once there, search the cave for the portal to the pocket dimension that conceals the Amber Mill Magi. A pocket dimension? Handy. I will communicate with you through your thoughts. Oh good. What about a link pearl? Can I get a link pearl instead? Once you have reached the portal, I will give you marching orders. She's going to communicate with us through our thoughts. Can she do that? Like canonically, is that just one of her powers? We're not Forsaken. There really isn't a good reason for Sylvanas Windrunner to be able to communicate with us across an entire zone in our thoughts. She's not like Charles Xavier. You know, like there's not a good canonical reason for her to be able to do this unless we're Forsaken. Which we aren't. I don't like it. It sounds like just random average Joe quest designer writing parts of quests that fundamentally affect the abilities of major lore characters. I don't like it. I don't think she should be able to communicate with anybody across any distance telepathically unless they are Forsaken. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make any sense. And I hate it. Clayton, good afternoon, buddy. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for being here. Alright, yeah, we'll move on, but I'm not a fan of that. Like a senior story editor, like a senior creative editor needs to be reading the quest. If I'm reading the quest, the senior story director needs to be reading all the quests. And just so when someone tries to give Sylvanas some crazy, like Professor X telepathic powers, like they need to be like, hey, no, have her give them a ring or something to communicate. Don't say just through your thoughts. You gotta change it. Just a little bit of like creative direction would be good. It's really all you need. Yeah, she shouldn't be able just to reach out to us in our thoughts. Like, we're never safe. Like, she's gonna reach out to us at any time, like just bother us while we're on the toilet. It's not nice. I don't like it. I don't know if all you guys heard this or not, but we got good news yesterday. We got confirmation that the War Within beta starts on the 5th or the 6th of June. So yeah, I'm really excited to hopefully maybe get right into the beta since I bought the $90 version. That promises beta access. Somebody told me the wording said immediate beta access. I didn't read that wording. I just read beta access. But I'm hoping that it means that on the 5th or the 6th, we can be checking out War Within. I've been looking forward to the beta for a bit, especially since Alpha kind of wrapped up. What I want to get out of the beta is I want to play the beta, and I want to play it for a while, and like I want to feel like this is Warcraft. Like that's the vibe I want to get. I want to do some leveling and like see some stuff and play the game, and I want to feel like yes, like this is not Dragonflight, this is World of Warcraft. So I'm hoping that happens. I love that these guys are called Inconspicuous Bear. Inconspicuous Bear. Yeah, there's herbs, but there's herbs that I can't herb them. We kind of decided yesterday that for me to keep up with mining and herbalism, I would probably have to spend like an extra like half hour to an hour in basically every zone that we quest through. And I don't think it's worth it. I don't think it's worth it to spend an extra hour in every zone I quest in just to keep that going. Because ultimately the nodes that you pluck, like, they're worth XP, but they're only worth about the same XP as one kill. So like if I was really like super, I can kill a mob almost as quickly as I can herb or mine. So like if I really was worried about like just a little bit of bonus XP, if I thought that was going to make a big difference, I'd be better off just like killing a couple things on the way. Because yeah, I don't think I'm going to like run around and farm on this character. I think I want to be like just relatively efficient about my leveling. Which doesn't necessarily mean leveling as quick as possible, but it does mean just like being efficient. Alright, let's go into the mine and see how that goes. Yeah, that's what most people do. Most people just wait till they're 80 or max level, whatever. And then they come back at max level and they level up their gathering and stuff like that. And at this point in the game, it makes more sense to do it that way. What also makes sense is if you just want to have a mining and an herbalist just to level a character only doing that. Like, just take them through zones, and just like the only way you get XP is by killing monsters and grabbing herbs and ore, and that would be an okay way to level up a character. It would take you really, really long, but you could do it, and at the end of it, you'd have maxed out mining and maxed out herbing, and you'd have a ton of stuff to sell in the auction house. But trying to do it while you're leveling a character, like, it's incongruous with the speed at which you level a character. Like, you're always going to be out leveling your gathering if you're just kind of like going with the flow. You'd have to go way out of your way to keep your gathering going. Susie, good morning. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for being here. What are the orbs twirling around? Those are shadow balls. Yeah, there's 7 paragraphs you can read about it. Here, I'll hover over it, and anybody who's like super interested. Basically, what they mean is that like shadow balls are good. You want shadow balls, and what they do is like your buttons deal more damage. Basically, it's a mechanic that results in you dealing more damage. So yeah, if I can even find them, maybe they're in shadow. That would make sense. Here you go. Yeah, there's 2 or 3 paragraphs here, lots of numbers, and if you're really interested in what the shadow orbs are, you can pause it here and take a look at this. I read it yesterday, and like basically what it boils down to is some of your buttons will deal more damage. And I don't feel like it's like right now it's nothing we have to think about too much. Maybe later you'd have to like build up them and then like spend them. I don't know. I don't. Once it takes more than a paragraph to explain something to me, I basically tone out. If you can't explain a character ability in under 1 paragraph, I can't pay attention anymore. Press button, big number. Yeah, I like my descriptions to be relatively simple. I feel like if it takes 2 paragraphs, then like maybe the design, maybe it's over designed. That's all I really think about. Like if it takes 2 paragraphs to explain it, maybe it's just maybe it's a little bit over designed. I don't know. I don't know if like today in retail if the priest still has shadow balls or not. I kind of doubt it. Maybe they do. A lot of stuff in retail is that way as well, though. There are talents that make perfect sense. There are amazing talents that are like 2% more melee damage. Okay, great talent. And then there are talents that like go on for 3 paragraphs. And then they interact with another ability, and then you go check that ability out, and that ability has 3 paragraphs associated with it. So now you're 6 paragraphs into understanding how like a fundamental class mechanic works. And at that point, you're reading like a short essay. Would there be ramifications if you stream Turtle WoW? Not for me, there wouldn't. Not for me. You do you. I'm not like the future crimes division. I don't know what's gonna happen in the future. Yeah. I'm not Tom Cruise. This is not Minority Report, and I don't know what would happen to you if you did that. I don't do things that are blatantly illegal because like I don't want to get caught. So I just don't do things. Like it's against the terms of service. I'm not paying like Blizzard any money to play on a private server, so I don't play on private servers. So like you're asking me what will happen if I do something wrong on top of doing something wrong. Well, something wrong will probably happen to you. It's like if you're compounding your wrongs, eventually something bad will happen to you. I think a lot of times what happens is people play on private servers and then one day they log in and they don't have a character anymore. Because the private server has been wiped, or maybe it was a server that got shut down. So like, you know, probably very minimal like real impact could happen to you. They're not going to hunt you down and like throw you in the slammer. But you know, let's say you were streaming Turtle WoW and somehow, some way you had some modicum of success, and maybe you monetize your channel, and maybe you're like making a small little bit of pocket change off of it, and one day they're gonna come along and demonetize you. And since you were doing wrong, there's nothing you're going to be able to do to defend yourself legally. That's why it's a good idea not to do a wrong thing. Because if you do a wrong thing, ultimately, if you do get caught, you don't have any legal ground to stand on to defend yourself. That's it. That's all. But probably for 90% of people, if you were to play some Turtle Wild, like, you're probably, nothing's gonna happen to you. Well, I mean, one day you're gonna lose that character. Like, ultimately, one day the character is not gonna exist. So, like, eventually you're gonna lose all the hours you put in. But that's not really a big deal. Let's keep in mind, let's not be stupid. Just because a company doesn't take a legal action against an individual or a group doesn't mean what they're doing is legal. It just means the individual or company has determined that the amount of effort and resources to pursue legal action just would not be worth it. Just because someone doesn't pursue legal action doesn't mean that the thing a person is doing is legal. Like, try to keep that in mind. Let's just not be dumb. Like, you can get away with running a red light and not get pulled over, but it doesn't make running a red light legal just because you didn't get caught. Like, let's just be real. Okay? Good. Thanks. Oh my god, they want me to kill 20 guys and they didn't give me an NPC to do it all for me? No, I must have messed up the quest. Yeah, there's no way. I must have messed up. They want me to kill 20 guys and they haven't given me an item or a mount or a vehicle or an NPC to do all the work for me. It's like they are actually asking me to kill 20 guys with my character abilities? This can't be right. I must have drastically misunderstood the quest. Something's wrong. The other thing that's wrong is, like, I still don't have water. I still don't have water, and I don't have mana. That's not good either. I don't know how I'm gonna kill 20 mobs without water or mana. It's feeling like classic around here. Blood Moon, happy Friday to you. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for being here. I should buy the heirloom trinket. Yeah, I probably could. I have a little bit of JP on the warrior still. I probably could buy the heirloom trinket. It's true. Clint, how's it going, man? How did the raid go last night? The raid did not go. No. It turns out that when you want to raid, you need to have some actual healers. And you need to have an actual off-tank. It's crazy. I know, it's like really weird. But it turns out that you can't have a DPS try to be an off-tank. And you can't run with 2 healers and have one of them be a DPS. Like, it's so weird. I'm like shocked that it didn't work out. It turns out, like, you actually need 3 healers. People who have healed, people who know how to heal, people who are geared to heal. You need 3 of them, ideally. And then you need 2 tanks that have tanked, can tank, have the gear to tank, And if you have those things, then you might actually get to pull a boss. But if you go in like we did, and you don't have any of those things, then you don't really get to fight bosses. And that's about how it went. So we're waiting till next week. Yeah. And next week I think we're gonna try to just run a 25-man. And if we have to pug a handful of people, that will be fine. But I don't know that we'll have to, because I think we're gonna have a lot of DPS who want to go. Running a 10-man has two negatives. Like, we have like a bazillion DPS in the guild who I think would like to raid, but like with 10-man you have 3 healers and 2 tanks, and you don't have a lot of DPS room. And so running a 25-man will get some of those people into the raid, and also like running a 25-man will allow for some people to mess up. Running a 25-man will allow for some people to make mistakes, and not have it mean that immediately the fight is over, we don't get to see the mechanics. Like, we could take 25 people in, 4 of them can get killed to the first mechanic, and we can still see a bulk of the fight. And they can see a bulk of the fight from laying on the ground. So yeah, we're gonna try again next week, and I think I want to try to do a 25-man. What's the bar in the top left, Blood Moon? That's me trying to fund the upcoming streams, to ask for handouts to help me continue streaming for the upcoming days. That's what that is, and for coffee, but mainly so I can justify spending my time being able to play with you guys and hang out. And you know, because if I'm gonna keep streaming, there are things I want to do for members, there are things I want to do for the community, and if I don't make more money, I can't do those things. Like, some of it's like simple things like having emotes and having like better channel graphics. Some of it is stuff like being able to do giveaways and be able to do like competitions in the guild and Discord. I have lots of stuff I want to do if I'm gonna like consistently stream for years to come. But yeah, I can't do it like on my own income. That's it. I don't I don't know how else to, and I'm new to making goals. You know, I streamed for an entire year without making any goals at all, without hardly ever asking for people to sub or like or promoting myself in any way. I streamed for an entire calendar year almost. And the channel didn't grow at all, and the community didn't grow at all. And that's not really what I want. So now I'm trying to set daily goals, I'm trying to set like weekly goals, like, and just like so I can feel like we're progressing and growing. Because part of why I got burned out when I took a few weeks off was that I just got to a point where it didn't feel like the community was growing. It didn't feel like anything was growing. So, and then I kind of lost the feeling of having like any agency over what I was doing. That's it. Yeah, I mean, yeah, the goal is to enjoy yourself, sure. Like, if all I wanted was to enjoy myself, I'd probably just play the game alone, but, like, I want to play the game with like-minded people. I want to create a place where, like, people who enjoy the game the way I enjoy can play together. So, like, even beyond just enjoying myself, like, I do have, like, goals for the community. I need a wand. I got a wand. Wands are just kind of useless. Yeah, they don't do a lot of damage. I have one, and we shoot sometimes. Here, I'll demonstrate. I'll demonstrate the power of the wand in Cataclysm. Here we go. We're gonna wand now. Like, normally, like, you know, you go back to, like, Burning Crusade, or even, like, Vanilla especially, I could go into wand spec, and my wand would be doing chunk damage right now. Like, as you can see, the wand is pretty ineffective. And the problem is also, like, there's not a lot of regen happening. Like, I'm not regenning very much. Even after I stopped casting for a long time, my regen feels really slow compared to, like, vanilla regen. So, yeah. Wands are, like, they're kind of useless. I might have a better one. Let's see, what do I have in my inventory? I have a bag I need to open. Yeah, that's the same item. Okay, I have a level 18 wand. That's going to be a little better. Let's equip that. And then I have a wand for level 27. But yeah, unfortunately, they're just not very good. Yeah, Blood Moon, exactly. Yeah, that's exactly how it's tracking. Yep. That's why I have it at the end there with supers. So yeah, that's what it's that's what that metric is looking for. Maybe I'll queue up for a dungeon. What do we have? We still have, we have Wailing Cat. Okay, we have a lot of stuff in the rotation. Yeah, let's go ahead and queue up for a dungeon. See if we can knock out some dungeon quests. Blood Moon, thank you. I really do appreciate it. Thank you so much. Yeah, and again, like the goals are not something to make people feel obligated. The thing about the goals is like I am bad at asking for things. I am bad at promoting myself. And having visible goals shows people, I think, that like I am trying to work towards these things. Whereas if I don't have visible goals and I don't talk about my goals, which I hadn't been doing, then like people think like, oh, he must be exactly where he's at. The channel must be in the perfect place and everything's great. And that's not always the case. Like the case is that I do have things I'd love to be able to do that I just like haven't been able to do yet. And so I think having them visible is like a way that like, so I don't have to ask and talk about it all the time, but like people can see that I'm working towards improving things. And Clint with the 10 gifted memberships. Thank you, man. Thank you so much. Welcome to the 10 new people. Now you're stuck here. And that's our daily goal for members. That's our daily goal for members. So thank you, Clint, for handling that for us. Much appreciated. We do have a quest here. Let's grab these. Kill Akumai. Okay, so kill some bosses. Extract the Fathom Core. Clint, that's awesome, man. I really appreciate it. Slay Shamru Ra Lady. Okay, so kill all the bosses. Got it. We'll see if we get to kill all the bosses or if this group like beelines it for the end boss. It could go either way. Marcus, thank you so much, man. I really appreciate that. Thank you, buddy. Thanks for being here. Maybe I should start trying to heal some of these runs. I feel like as a DPS, like I don't end up often contributing very much. I'm kind of like, I'm sad to pull up details and see. Yeah, we don't really contribute a lot. A lot of it is like we don't have any ability to AoE. Everything is single target. Heals is AFK and these. Okay, fair. I could throw a heal and then I could wand. Even though the wand, I could Shadow Word Pain, wand, and throw an occasional heal. Maybe I would feel like a little bit more useful if at least I were throwing a heal once in a while. Because like trying to be DPS, I feel like as a DPS, I'm kind of just like holding the group back. Because if not for me, they might get like a real DPS. And then we could progress faster through the run. So like maybe if I was healing, that would be a little bit better. Especially if a healing is not very intensive, which yeah, it doesn't seem like it would be. Especially with Power Word Shield, I can kind of like Power Word Shield and forget for a couple seconds. Getting solid flashbacks. Oh no. Yeah, right. At least the bosses aren't the same. Luckily, I did not try to run that raid enough to have any like super negative memories of this place. I ran it just enough to know that I was not having a lot of fun. And I think that was like 4 times. I think it took me 4 runs on 2 different characters to realize that I just was not having fun. And that kind of became the story for all of SOD. I'm so happy that I never tried to do like any other raiding in SOD, that I'm so happy that I stopped playing SOD when I did. I just imagine like all the time I could have wasted in SOD trying to like try hard at a mode of the game that like ultimately is not very good and doesn't really matter. Could have been a lot of wasted time. I'm gonna roll on this. Yeah, sure. Seems pretty good. I still have fun playing Classic. My goal is to always have fun playing WoW, and so like any version of WoW that is fun, I will play for as long as it is fun. That doesn't mean that it'll always be the case. Cataclysm worries me sometimes, because like, there are fun things in Cataclysm. I had a lot of fun so far doing a bunch of heroics. Heroics have been the funnest part of Cataclysm for me. If I weren't hanging out with you guys, I probably wouldn't be leveling another character. Like, I'm enjoying this character because we get to hang out on stream and level it. So Cataclysm kind of has me worried, like, overall, like, about, like, the longevity and how much I'm going to enjoy and where the road goes from here. So, but my goal is always to have, like, some version of WoW that I can love to play. You know, if it happens to be modern in the future, then it's modern. If it maybe Mist of Pandaria will feel like a different kind of classic when it comes out. I don't know. I'm happy that there are enough versions of WoW that it's likely I'll always have a version that I like to play. Because, you know, it could be a different time in history when that was not always the case.
You should not
Yeah.
be here.
Yeah, I hope I can do some raiding. I want to raid with the guild and like really get to experience that. I think moving it to 25-man will be helpful. There's just like there's so much stress about a 10-man team, especially when like everyone's kind of casual and we're trying to push bosses. Like when people are more casual, it's better to do 25-man stuff because like people can make mistakes. It's not the end of the world. Every mistake in a 10-man raid is the end of the world, basically. Especially if it's a healer that goes down, especially if it's one of your top DPS that goes down. And I don't want to put that kind of pressure on the guild. So I think doing 25 men will be easier for everybody. It's too much personal accountability in a 10, and then people take it harder when you fuck up in a 10-man. Like you take it harder, like. Because you know that like you are super important as only one of 10 people in the run. You are critical. And when you die in a 25-man, it sucks, but you're not like, oh damn, I just cost the run. You don't have the same feeling. And ultimately, like I want to make sure that like whatever we're doing in the guild, it needs to be fun, and not like super try hard or like full of anguish and drama and shit like that. That's like my only thing. It's like I want to get to a point where it's like it is fun to do. Like it can be challenging, but like it can be fun in the sense that like we need to be like making a little bit of progress, and people need to be like not down on themselves for like dying or wiping. Yeah, exactly. It's the same thing. Yeah, it was 10-man. So like, yeah, you die in a 10-man, you're like, oh damn, like this is on me. If we don't get the boss, it's my fault. And I don't really want to put people in that position, especially because a lot of people in the guild, a lot of people in Classic, like, we play the game casually. You know, we're not playing the game 6 hours a day. We're not, like, watching a bunch of videos in every moment of our off time. Like, a lot of people who play Classic play the game casually. They play the game a few nights a week. They play the game for a handful of hours, whatever time they have. And that's it. And I think that type of player is going to succeed more and like ultimately feel better in a 25-man group. And I think like the other good thing, like I said, about 25 men is we get to bring more DPS. If we only have one 10-man raid, then we're not going to keep a bunch of active people in the guild, because we're going to have lots of DPS that like to raid. We're always going to have more DPS than we have slots that we can put DPS in. So the 25-man raid lets us invite like all of our DPS that want to raid, potentially. Maybe not all of them, but right now like a big chunk of them will get to go. Whereas in 10-man, you're going to have like 5 DPS that would love to raid that are just not part of your raid team. And eventually those people are just going to find other homes. And we might get to a point where even with a 25-man raid, maybe we'll have too many DPS, but at least at that point, we're doing what we can to involve as many people as we can. And then I think after people have some gear, like maybe we could always revisit 10-man. What sucks is that the same character can't do a 10-man and a 25-man in the same week. That's kind of the crappy thing. But yeah, I think a 25-man team would be better for our guild. Even if it means in the short term we have to pug a handful of people. Oh yeah, well there will always be mechanics where a player or a handful of players can F up the fight. Like, that's just because Blizzard has sometimes shitty fight design. Like, there will always be mechanics on certain bosses where like one player or a handful of players can make a mistake that costs the run. That's always going to be true. It's just because that's just like the shitty way that some bosses are designed. Oh, and the other thing we need to find before we raid again, we need to find a raid leader. Like, we need to figure out who's gonna lead the raids. So that could be fun, because it's not going to be able to be me. I don't want a raid lead. I just want to play the game. And secondly, like, I'm not a good raid leader, and I don't think it's going to be good for me to try to raid lead and tank and stream. I just don't think I'm competent enough to do all those things. So we need to like figure out who's going to actually raid lead, or do we need to recruit a raid leader from inside the game? Like, what do we need to do exactly? Because we need a person whose job it is to not super explain the fights, because everyone should watch a video, but just to remind people of the mechanics. We need a person that's going to call shit out during the fight, and it's not going to be me. And I've always been like pretty clear about that. At least I thought I had, but then last night I found myself trying to be like de facto raid leader, and that was not going to work. So we'll have to figure that out before we try again as well. We need a raid leader, we need some heals, and we need some tanks, and then like that's what we need. But yeah, we're gonna have to have somebody who's comfortable like calling out the mechanics as they happen and all that good stuff. Yeah, Clint, it's better that you weren't there. you didn't miss anything. Like, it wasn't great. Yeah, it was a hard series of lessons. It was a hard series of lessons, and afterwards I decompressed with some heroics. I needed to do heroics to feel like some kind of victory. I needed to feel heroics to like remind myself that I could kill trash. And trash was killable. It was possible to kill trash without wiping. Wayne, you can't find my guild? That's weird, man. That's weird. Yeah, it's Wrathful Ramblers. It's, here, I'll put it up on the screen right here. There's no apostrophes or anything. We got a bunch of people online right now. If I do /who Wrathful Ramblers, I get a handful of people. 13 people online right now. Oh yeah, the trash is hard. The problem is we just didn't have what we needed. It wasn't even just that it was hard. We had one healer and one tank, and you can't kill trash or do the raid with one healer and one tank. It isn't possible. Not when you're first starting out. Like, yeah, maybe after you have all the raid gear, you can go in with one healer and one tank and like some people kind of helping out. But no, not when you're first going in. Just didn't have anybody in the roles that we needed. Didn't have anybody who like knew the fight. We didn't assign any homework like, hey, watch this video. Like, we're gonna have to do stuff like that. Like, at the very least, we post a video and the video is like required watching. There may or may not be a 10-question quiz about the video before you get invited to raid. Yeah, just like a little, there has to be like a little bit of homework. And then there has to be somebody to try to call out mechanics in the fights. Yeah, for sure. If any of you guys think, hey, maybe I want into the guild, just whisper somebody in the guild. Get an invite to the guild. The Discord information will be in the guild info. And so you'll land on the Discord. You'll have to like verify yourself and like do a little intro. A couple things to make sure you're not a bot or a horrible person. And yeah, and that's it. And then the more the merrier. I think with a 25-man, we're gonna need 5 healers and at least 2 tanks, but maybe potentially even a 3rd off tank. I don't really remember if like some fights require that a 3rd potential tank in some of the 25-man fights, or if you're fine with 2. We're going in the water apparently. We're going in the water. But yeah, we're for sure gonna need a bunch of heals because we don't really seem to have any like dedicated. We have like 1 dedicated healer, and I'm not even sure that they plan to be a healer. I think that they planned to be Shadow, and then they started doing heroics with us, and they just kind of started healing, and now they're really like the only healer that we have. Yeah, the name of the guild is Wrathful Ramblers. I'll pop it up on the screen here for you. I need to find there's a little shortcut area I can like get up onto this platform. Here we go. I found it. Yeah, there's no apostrophes or anything. Where did my people go? Oh, my people are still in the water. They're still fighting under the water. Did they go down here to kill a boss? It looks like now they're trying to get out of the water. Chris, you like how leveling feels more streamlined in Cata? It is super streamlined, yeah. It is. I kind of like... The streamlined part is good. I love being able to go from one zone to the next zone to the next zone. My only problem is like not all zones in Cata are good. Some of the remakes really hurt the zones. That's really my only thing. I like the flow of being able to like go from one zone to the next. That's kind of what I liked about like Season of Mastery with like the 40% XP bonus. You could kind of just go from like one zone to the next. You didn't have to do like an excessive amount of zone hopping. But you know, with the new zones for me have been very like hit or miss. Some of them have been good, some of them have been singularly unenjoyable. What was my least favorite zone on the Hunter? My least favorite zone of the Hunter was probably Thousand Needles. Thousand Needles was probably my least favorite zone. Tannerus was a little bit better, but still not very good. Yeah, I'll roll on that. Sure, why not? I want it. Well, I want it, but I don't have room to loot it. Okay. Okay, that's his head. I need that too. Oh god, I just have too much junk. It would have been a really good idea to vendor before this run. That would have been super smart of me. Let's drop some stuff here. This would be a great time to have like any kind of AoE spell. How's the priest been feeling compared to the hunter? That's a tough one to answer. It's hard for me to compare the two of them because keep in mind, like, I was playing the hunter like completely in a vacuum. Like, you know, I wasn't streaming the hunter, I was just coming down into my office, I was playing for a few hours every day. And it was kind of lonely. And so I'm not sure, like combat wise, it feels pretty similar as far as like how much effort I have to expend to kill an enemy. On the hunter, we were like two-shotting most things. On the priest, we pressed 3 buttons. It feels kind of the same. There are aspects of it that are very much the same, like my talents. My talents are not very like useful for leveling. You don't need your talents for leveling. That's the weird thing about Cataclysm. The talent trees are written for the endgame max level character, and like a lot of them don't really matter while you're leveling up because you're already so powerful that increasing your haste by 2% at this level is not really useful. Like increasing my Shadow Word pain damage at this level is not very useful because it doesn't really get the tick for long. So in a lot of ways, like, it feels similar to the hunter. I got the staff, I think. Yeah. Did I not get the staff? I did all that work with my inventory and I didn't get the staff. Figures. Thank you. That'd have been a bummer. That would have been a bummer. Oh yeah, I forgot I got this. We need to transmog into this like ASAP. Very cool looking. So speaking of how it feels to level up, since we're kind of on that topic of how does it feel to level up? How does it feel to level up in Cata? And then we've also been talking about like what is it like to heal? What is it going to be like to heal heroics? What I was kind of thinking for like some future content, possibly starting soon, is I want to level a priest in retail side by side with this priest. I want to level a priest in retail, and I want the goal for each character, the short-term goal is the same. Heal heroic dungeons. That's the goal for each character. Get to max level and heal heroic dungeons on the same class in 2 different versions of the game. And we can make comparisons to how they feel, how they play, what is more fun, what is more enjoyable, what is a more holistic RPG experience. I think that would be like a fun time. And when I did my polls the other day, like a lot of you guys agreed that you wanted to see leveling on the streams. But you were like kind of split between like if you want to see Cataclysm leveling, or a lot of people in comments wanted to see some retail leveling. So that was kind of what I was thinking about. As it'd be really interesting to have a priest in both versions, kind of leveling them side by side, and see how they feel, and then the goal of each character being the same. Like, I want to learn how to heal in both versions of the game, and I want to see like what does healing feel like as a player in both versions, doing heroics. For science! Yes. Yeah. Because, like, I don't know. I kind of, like... I'd like to see how to heal in this, but, like, I'm also thinking, like, man, like, it would be cool, it would be really cool to learn how to heal in retail as well. You know, and actually get to a point where I have options, where, like, I can tank, I can heal, I can DPS, and I can, like, feel... Because the thing about it is, like... Almost in both versions, I don't really even understand how healing works. Like, especially that's true of retail, where like, I don't really understand how healing works or what's expected of healers. And for Cataclysm, I just don't really understand the level of challenge that healers are under. Like, I kind of understand how to heal in Cata because I did it back in the day. But what I don't really have a good sense for is like what it actually feels like to try to heal these groups from that perspective. So yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking about yesterday night, and today this thought kind of started to grow in my head. I don't loot. I never loot. I'm opposed to looting. I probably need to loot for the quest, don't I? No. Fathom Core. I need a Fathom Core. It should be somewhere underwater. Yeah, I need the Fathom Core, but I don't think we killed the guy that drops the Fathom Core. I don't know. But yeah, I don't loot. I'm opposed to looting. So yeah, I think I might start this little experiment, like maybe even as soon as later this afternoon. I'm now the leader of the group, and that's it. I guess we're not going to get that one done. These other quests, where do they turn in? Back at the front, perhaps. Mythic timers are why you hate retail, makes healing a nightmare in pugs. Yeah, I mean, I've done a bunch of mythics, and honestly, like, I thought the timers were gonna really bother me. Now, granted, I'm not a healer. But what turned me off from mythics for a long time, like, I did not engage with mythics, ever, until Season 3 of Dragonflight. I have never done a mythic, and prior to Legion, 5-man content has always been my favorite content in the game. I love really hard 5-man content. But I stopped playing 5-man content when they came out with mythics because I was like, a timer? This is heinous! Why would I time myself? Ah! And so I never tried it. And then in Season 3, I started doing mythics, and I had a really fun time. It was really great. I didn't see a lot of toxicity. And the one thing that, like, wasn't really a big deal was the timers. Every once in a while, you'd have a group that was simply not really good, and you'd run out of time. Like, it happened. It's not that it never happened. It did happen, but it wasn't something that happened very often. And it didn't seem like it was something that happened in a group that was going to be successful anyway. It felt like if we were having trouble with the timer wasn't the problem. Our ability to do boss fights was the problem. We just weren't capable of doing the boss fights, and since we were not capable of doing the boss fights, we were dying and having to come back in, and that was running the timer down. But I found that when you're in a group of people that are pretty decent, pretty okay, the timer wasn't really a big deal. So that was kind of like my experience. And now, like, looking back, I'm really regretful for like the years that I spent avoiding it. Because I missed 5-man dungeons in so many different eras where I just didn't see any of the 5-man dungeons. And now I just have big regret. This character, dead. D-E-D dead. Let's get back in and hearth out of here. Oh, here we go. This got us back to the beginning.
Hello, man. Okie-dokie.
But yeah, I guess what I realized was like the timers weren't the problem. Bad gameplay was a problem. Like people making stupid choices and just not being good was the problem. And then because of that problem, you'd run out of time. Ah, that's okay. Not as cool as the other one. Yeah, I should... Right, I should have teleported out and teleported back in. That's exactly what I should have done. But we got there. We're good. Almost level 24. Of course, we have just people here to deal with now. This is fun. We have Psychic Scream. Let's go ahead and pop that. Send them in every direction possible. It was such a bad place to pop out of a dungeon. Surrounded by 4 Ambermill warders. Not a good look. Yeah, I can imagine that, like, trying to be a healer in pug groups is probably just, like, pretty shitty. You know, it's probably pretty bad. I'm hoping that with War Within, I will find at least, like, 4 people in this community who would like to do some mythics with me in War Within. I'm hoping that if I bring 100 or so of you guys to the streams when we're playing retail and we're playing War, I'm hoping I can find a handful of you who would like to do mythics with me. And that way I can have, like, sort of like a static group or like a consistent group of a handful of people. And that way if I'm healing or tanking, you'll have a little bit of leniency for me. And we can kind of, like, make sure we're on the same page. That's the dream, because I do think that the 5-man mythic content, like, that content is going to be enjoyed best just with a solid group. It's like when we do guild runs on heroics and kata. Like, it's best enjoyed with mostly guildies. And that way, like, when it's mostly guildies and you make a mistake, you're learning from it. When it's pugs and mistakes are happening, it's effed. Like, everyone's angry. It's a shit show. People are wasting your time. But when you're in a guild group or a static group of people you enjoy playing with, you make a mistake, something goes wrong, like, that's fine. You're all learning from it. And so yeah, I feel like pugging is not the way. Like, pugging is a way you can go. You know, I mostly pug right now when I do mythics in retail. It's a way you can go. But I don't, if you're looking for it to be, like, super enjoyable, especially when you're a tank or healer, it feels like you really want to have a guild or at least a handful of people that you enjoy playing with. Why are these catapults invisible or transparent? Like, are they hanging out in stealth? Or are they not really here in this dimension? It's a little bit weird. Alright, here's Sylvanas. The Banshee Queen's voice invades your thoughts. She's invading our thoughts. It's an unwelcome attack on us. Excellent work, Rambles. Now to eject them into our waiting hands. Okay. You must find the being responsible for keeping the dimensional pocket active. Likely that fool Aeteric. Not to be confused with Alterac. His name is Aeteric. We got a quest from Dalar to go to Dalaran. We get a quest about Aeteric, not to be confused with Alterac. Good times. Coming up with unique names is hard. Should you find him, do what you must to stop him from channeling his magic. He is undoubtedly protected by a powerful arcane shield and will send minions of arcane energy after you. Defeat the minions while they are near to him to unleash their energy. She knows a lot about what's going to happen with this guy, and, like, specific for someone who's not a mage, like, Sylvanas has no experience, like, as a wizard, as a mage of any kind. She doesn't really have any experience with arcane powers. She seems to know a lot about what this guy is capable of and what he's gonna do. It's kind of weird. Heroic Kata is way harder than Heroic Retail. I don't know if that's true anymore. But yeah, I would... Oh, and I would love to take him into Mythics. Oh, sure. Like... When I say, like, let's have a starting goal, I mean, like, let's have a starting goal. Let's at least start healing heroics. And then, yeah, if I'm healing heroics and I'm feeling spry, then sure, like, we can definitely get the gear we need and we can try to heal some mythics. Like, I'm not opposed to it. But I want to have, like, a starting and stopping point for, like, for sure we're going to do it up to this point. For sure we're going to compare the two. Because the point is comparison. Even if the comparison is, oh, heroics and retail are much easier than heroics and kata, which I'm not sure that's going to end up being the case. But even if that is the case, then that's good. That's science. We are making comparisons. We're coming up with results. But I'd love to do more than that. Yeah, absolutely. She's getting her info from scouts. Yeah, we can fiction it and just say like, yeah, like people are advising her on these things, right? We can do that. That's fine. Let's see. Overload the shield. Yeah, destroy the fiends. Okay. Here we go. Okay, we're gonna one-shot the fiends. Lori, welcome to the stream. I'm doing well. Thanks for asking. Technically, it's still a spring day, though. It might feel like summer. Technically still spring. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. My kid's already asking me about Halloween, so let's not get ahead of ourselves. We are still in spring for 2 more weeks. I'm also not ready to start running my air conditioning nonstop, so we have to hang on to spring a little bit longer. Let's just hang on. This is a long little sequence for like just one-shotting occasional elementals. Like, does it need to go on this long? I would say probably not. If there were dialogue, like more dialogue happening, that'd be okay. But we're not really getting any more context or story or development out of any of these events. I can obviously one-shot fiends all day, like no big deal. When we do our retail priest, when we start that up, which could be soon, where should we level up? Should we do like a time walking? Should we just do like old world zones? I feel like we basically always do old world zones. Should we do like some Legion time walking or see something different? That's the part of it I haven't really thought about. It's like where would I want to level up my retail priest? Shadowlands, oh my god. No, I'm not ready. You know, the messed up thing is, I bet it would just be enjoyable. Like, I don't know. It'd be funny if like, cause I don't remember hating the leveling. Like, I didn't really care for the stories or the characters, but like the zones were not bad. I don't remember hating any of the zones. Yeah, I don't remember hating any of the zones. Yeah, that's Patrick. That's what I was thinking about Legion. Is like I can't remember the last time that I really saw anything in Legion. I think I played a little bit of a Demon Hunter like 2 or 3 years ago, and I might have tried to take them into Legion. That's really all that comes to mind. Yeah, the problem with Shadowlands was all the endgame crap, and then it was also the lack of endgame crap. It was a lot of it that came to be like a lack of content to do. And then Korthia came out, and Korthia was so bad. Legion Classic incoming in 2 years tops. I think 3 years. We got to get through WoD. Yeah, we got to do we got to get through Mist and WoD. I think that's like a year and a half each. I think 3 years for Legion Classic. The borrowed power systems really put you up. Yeah, I mean the borrowed power system, you know, they started that with Legion. That was like, Legion was an amazing expansion, but since it started the infinite AP grind, it was also a very bad expansion for many people. And then in Battle for Azeroth, same thing. We started with an infinite Heart of Azeroth grind. You think I have to be close to the guy for the Fiends to count? Thank you. You're probably absolutely right. Maybe that's why this event is going on for so long. Yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah, how it hits him and they explode. The game is like, maybe if we spawn 1 million at him, he will figure it out. You are probably absolutely right. Thank you, because I would have sat here for 25 minutes talking to you guys while not completing this quest. Yeah, that's how absent-minded I can be. I would have sat here for 20 minutes killing these guys, talking to you guys, and we would not have finished. So yeah, I appreciate that. I don't think I'm going to quest in Shadowlands, guys, to be real, but I think Legion sounds good. I just can't think of many old world zones that I haven't seen recently that I would really want to see. That's why I say, like, maybe we do it somewhere besides the old world. We could do it in Mist of Pandaria. We could do some, like, legit time walking, like non-remix. Not remix. I'm not doing remix. I want to level this character normally, so we can have a basis of comparison between Cataclysm and retail. But maybe we could take him into Pandaria time walking and like see some Pandaria's content, like a little bit of a realistic pacing. I don't know. Maybe WoD, you know, like I think I tried WoD recently on a rogue. I did an Eridar rogue recorded series I tried to start up. Firstly, like I didn't like the rogue class, but also I felt that especially in the beginning part, like the WoD quests were very handholdy. Like I felt like they held my hand for a really long amount of quests before I felt like I was able to go out and start questing. I don't know, it felt weird. The zones seemed like they would be very like visually appealing, but there was something about like the quest design that was just like, it was like holding on to me and like not letting me go, and I was doing like one quest at a time, one quest at a time, one quest at a time, and I'm like, okay, like give me some more stuff to do, please. I think that's how I felt about Warlords of Draenor. About WoD. My wife doesn't like it when I call it WoD over and over again. I don't know why. Let's see. We'll go back and turn these in. Maybe I'll do a poll. I'll think about it a little bit more, and then I will do a poll for like where we would want to level up. Sounds like a lot of, so I think that's where she's coming from too. Yeah. I don't like, what else am I supposed to call it? It's WoD. I didn't give it those initials. Like, Blizzard did that. It sounds stupid to call it WOD. WOD. Yeah, see, that sounds really dumb.
We are the Forsaken. We will slaughter anyone who stands in our way.
Hey guys, my inventory's full. See, wouldn't it be cool if we had some like awesome channel specific emotes? Like if one of them could be like a backpack like overflowing with crap, and then you guys could like spam that at me anytime my bags are full. Just fill up chat with it. That'd be really cool for me. Hence our goals. Hence the goals, so that one day channel emotes for members can be a reality. I can sell this stuff. I should be able to sell basically everything. Talent points. I'm ignoring my talent points on purpose to prove that they don't matter. No, I'll check them. But they don't matter. That's going to be a big difference between... I already know that is like, I know that all of the retail talent points feel really good. Like when I get a talent tree specific talent point in retail, there's like so many good choices. Everything seems like it's awesome. So I already know that's going to be like one big difference. Was that soulbound? Yes, it was. Okay. If it's not been soulbound, I don't get the appearance. So I have to make sure that I have actually equipped any of the green gear that I want to have the appearances for. Alright, that looks a lot better. Yeah, we don't really need anything. I'm just gonna sell this stuff too. Sell everything. Leave nothing. Boom, there we go. What is this? A grizzly trophy. I'm not... This must be a quest item.
What are we if not slaves to this torment?
It's funny they just start having her say that same line with like different inflections on different words. What are we? Except slaves to this torment? Like just have her say the same line and just have her like emphasize different words, and that'll be the only way she communicates. What are we if not slaves to this torment? Like how many different ways can you say it?
I have no time for games.
Ironically, I have too much time for games, so you and I, Sylvanas, are not going to get along. Because you don't have any time for games, and that's basically all I do. So I don't really see that this relationship is going to go anywhere. I don't think it's going to work out. Kill 12 7th Legion scouts. Why has this guy split himself into 3 people? Oh, these are different people. We have a Lord Walden, a Lord Godfrey, and Baron, and they just all happen to be wearing the exact same outfit and look exactly the same, except for Shadow Bro. Shadow Bro looks a little different. Alright, so while we're doing that, let's go to the polls. Let's do, like, old world leveling will be an option. Legion will be an option. Warlords of Draenor will be an option. And I think that I'm tempted to put Mist on there, but I think I'll leave it between Old World, Legion, and WoD. And we'll go there. Boom. Go to it. Get at it.
Straight.
We got some inconspicuous pantaloons. What exactly isn't... They are kind of inconspicuous. It looks like just like a pair of jeggings. Very inconspicuous. We will go ahead and we'll equip those. We need to be like torching buildings. We're torching buildings as part of what we're doing here. The NPCs apparently, if we're not careful, they will kill the enemies for us, and if we don't tag the enemy, we don't get any credit for the quest. So we actually have to tag them. But yeah, again, another example of a quest where like the NPCs we have are going to do all the work for us, basically. Like I'm more than capable of killing 12 myself, but the NPCs are going to do most of the work. They killed that one before I could get a cast off. I'm gonna have to use my wand just to tag them, because yeah, I tried to cast smite at the one and they had already killed it. So yeah. I miss Shadowlands from the poll. I can't. One day I might be ready to. I just don't really think I'm ready to go back into the Shadowlands. Yeah. I don't think I can do it. What I love is when we torch a building and then we go inside to rescue the people afterwards. After we already lit the building on fire. That's my favorite. I didn't realize that they were lootable. I thought because the NPCs were dealing most of the damage, they wouldn't be lootable. But yeah, we can still totally loot them. Which means I have probably left epics on the ground back there somewhere. We need one more enemy. Yeah, see, here's the trail of all my loot. I just assumed they wouldn't be lootable. Alright, we're going after battle plans, which look like they can drop off of anybody. And then we're after General Marstone. These guys are elites, so like I kind of have to rely on the NPCs to do the bulk of the damage. I was trying to like power them down, wondering why my smite was dealing like 0 damage, and yeah, it's because they're actually elites. Oh dear. Oh yeah, we really can't afford to aggro them. Wow, you thought I was older? Like, I don't really know what you're using to determine how old I am. Like, for all you know, I could be 60. Like, I have 7 lights shining on my face. So even if my face were like a crag-ridden, wrinkled disaster, you wouldn't be able to see that with the lighting because of how lighting works. Also, I'm kind of fit as fuck, so like that's not going to be a good indicator either. I've been weightlifting for longer than some adult humans have been alive. So I really don't know what you're using to determine how old you think I am. Let's just say that I'm old enough. We still haven't gotten the item. We probably don't need to kill the general again. Let's head back up this way. You probably thought I was balder too, you know? No, I'm pretty bald. But to be fair, I buzz it all off. Hey, there we go. Excellent, excellent. Let's see, what's next? For some reason, like, I didn't hit anything. It opened my talent window for me. Oh, it opened my talent window because we unlocked glyphs. It opened us to the talents. It was like, hey, you unlocked glyphs. Here's your talent page. Look at the flashy thing. So yeah, we need some glyphs. What are we gonna want? Increase the damage done by Mind Flay might be good. Anything else for Shadow? Increases periodic damage. Again, like, this doesn't sit on the enemy long enough to really matter. So out of all of these, the only one that looks remotely appealing to me right now would be Glyph of Mind Flay. And then down in the major glyphs, we could go... Are any of these going to be any good? Inner Fire, nope, that increases armor. We're not really getting hit very much. Spirit Tap? Oh. Oh, when you kill a target with Shadow... Oh, with Shadow or Death. Okay, so you have to kill it with Shadow or Death, but then if you do that, you gain 12%. This could be good. Once we have Shadow or Death, which we don't have yet. We don't get that to level 32. So, yeah. Capture Commander Lorna Crowley. Okay. So how do we capture her? By capture her, do they just mean like beat her down until she's like 10 HP? Okay. I can't attack her. Oh, we have some roleplay. So the Banshee Queen has sent assassins. Oh yeah, we're really assassinating. We're just like walking through the camp and murdering everything. If we were assassins, we'd probably be sneakier. Is that how you greet old friends? Ha ha ha. Godfrey, so the rumors are true. You would betray your kingdom out of spite? My kingdom? My kingdom is no more. Your father and Greymane saw to that. No, Gilneas died when they allowed murderous beasts to reign free unchecked. Now lay down your arms and surrender. We are not here to kill you. Not yet. Ha! You'll have to kill me. Die! Ooh, okay, you're level 20, like you didn't have a chance. You should have leveled up some more first. It's still stealth if no one's left alive to witness it. Yes, I guess so, like if we just massacred everybody here. The respawns, they probably don't even know what happened when they respawn. You know, they're, hey, oh, hey, did something happen? Oh, I just got here. Hey, what happened? Why am I here? Quickly, we must head back to the Forsaken Front before we are discovered. I'm sure they'll never discover us, yeah. Can I hearth back? No, that takes me all the way up here. Yeah, we just have to run back. Are we gonna turn her into a Forsaken? I see that we're carrying her off. In a weird... in some kind of weird manner. I guess that's how he carries people. I hope we turn her into something. If we just carry her back and we're like, here's the body, I'll be pretty disappointed.
What joy is there in this curse?
You've done it, finally. Everything is in place. Should Crowley not accept our terms, his daughter will be turned. Oh, okay, so we're like holding her hostage. I see.
I have no time for games.
Cities in dust. Our armies clash across the battlefield. Crowley and his forces are losing ground, and they do not yet know the fate of Lorna. We will meet Crowley and his compatriots at midfield, and I will present them with the terms of their surrender. They will either accept, or we kill them all and leave their cities in dust. As my most trusted soldier, who I've known for about 5 hours, you are to stand by my side during the exchange. Tell me when you are prepared to leave. What race will the retail priest be? Ah, that's a good question. I don't know. High elf. Maybe a high elf. I don't know. Yeah, I didn't think about that either. Where are you guys at on the poll? Oh no. Oh my god. The poll is split. You guys have done a 3-way split. Usually when I do 2 options, it's split 50-50, and that's understandable. You guys have done a 3-way split between the Old World, Legion, and Warlords. Like, Old World is winning. What I would need help with is, like, where would we want to level up in the Old World? Because I feel like with all the Cata we've been playing recently, we've seen maybe a lot of the zones. We would be going Alliance, because all my retail characters are all Alliance. So yeah, I would need help to find like where we could do quests that would be like, some of it would be slightly different than stuff we've seen recently, if we do Old World. Oh, it's playing Sylvanas' song. Alright, I want to see how this turns out. Yeah, we did the Void Elf Warlock in the Old World. I did Athos, our human paladin did Old World leveling. So like, I honestly feel like I've done a lot of Old World leveling. And I think I'm running out of Alliance zones to do. So maybe it's so close, like maybe I'll do Legion. Because at least that'll be fresh for me visually. It'll be, a lot of the zones will be content that we haven't seen a lot on the channel. So I think I might just do Legion. Was I supposed to talk to her? Shit. Guys, I didn't talk to her. I thought I was meeting her down here. No, she doesn't want me to meet her down here. She probably wants to have like a long conversation with me on the car ride. Shoot. Okay. Take two. Take two. If I do Legion or Old World, it'll be split 50-50. Like, I already know what happens. I think for like the content side of it, like just being visually new, visually different, I think I'm gonna do Legion. I don't really have a strong visual memory of most of those zones. Yeah, I don't know. And again, when I think about when I open the map and I think like where would I take an alliance character? I've done most of these zones recently. There's only a handful that I haven't done like super recently. I actually can't really find any. Yeah, like I've done all these within the past like 6 months. I feel like between my Void Elf Warlock and my Human Paladin, I've done most of the Eastern Kingdoms very recently. We did both Plague Lands on the Pally. Yeah, I really don't know what I could do to like have it be any different than what we've done recently. Where is she? What in the hell? Yeah, she's not here. She's gone. Well then. Let's try that again.
What joy is there in this curse?
Okay, so we have to just follow her. Like, she took off one way, I took off another way. Aha, here we go. Yes. She took off. Like, I just didn't even see it. That's why they were playing her music, because I am supposed to be hanging out with her right now. Like, this is what we're doing. Legion with dynamic flying would be cool. That's a good point, yeah. Absolutely. What's going on up here? Lay down your arms and surrender. I will leave your cities in dust and your lives in ruin. Look at them rambles. They scurry like rats, veering headlong to their doom. Surely Crowley and Bloodfang can see the futility in this. To the Grey Main Wall, we will force their hand. In War Within, dynamic flying will be given to all mounts. That's awesome, because I thought they were going to do that like sooner, and then it didn't happen. And I was kind of confused. But by War Within, every flying mount will be able to do dynamic flight. That's cool. We got that cool looking Phoenix in Mop Remix. And I was like initially excited about it, but then I realized it was not a dynamic flight mount, which was kind of a bummer. Because I kind of enjoy dynamic flight. Am I gonna play the War Within beta next week? If I get an invite, yes. I have signed up for beta. I have purchased the $90 version of the game that's supposed to get me into beta. I don't know if purchasing the $90 version of the game is guaranteeing you beta access on day one of beta, or if it just means that legally they have to give you access to beta at some point before the game launches. But yes, I will be playing the War Within beta as soon as I can. Absolutely, right here with you guys. Yeah, I will be playing it right here with you guys as soon as I can log in, whenever that is. You will know. I am super excited to see War Within, and just like I'm just like hoping that like it just feels more like Warcraft than Dragonflight did. Like Dragonflight was not bad, but I kind of want the stories being told and the zones and the lore and the things happening to feel a little bit more like Warcraft. Yeah, and then we'll be good. We'll be good, because like everything else about Dragonflight was good. Like the gameplay in Dragonflight is fun. I've been having fun doing Mythic 5-mans. Like world questing seems okay for like its limited uses. Like, so I don't have any problems with like the current like overall game design, except for like the narrative direction and how the world feels. So if War Within addresses some of that, then we'll be golden. If you had characters 2 years ago, those are not going to be classic characters unless they were classic characters. If you had characters from retail, then those are on retail. If you had classic characters but you're not seeing those, I would say like wrong account. Yeah, but if you're talking about characters you played 2 years ago, as in like in the retail version, then they wouldn't be in classic. It really depends on what the situation is. They don't purge characters. I have characters from like 15 years ago. I have a hunter on the Dalaran server in retail that still has 2 one-handed swords because I haven't logged him in since then, since hunters were able to have 2 one-handed weapons, which they can't do anymore. And so they don't purge characters ever. Your characters will never get purged. They don't do that. It doesn't happen. So they're either on a retail server, not on a classic server, or maybe they're on a server you're not looking at, or maybe it's a different account. But yeah, if you had characters, they still exist. Dun, dun, dun. Rick's Tam, thanks for being here, man. I appreciate you hanging out. So this quest here, like I missed all the story. She has been shot with like a poison dart or something. Gilneas belongs to me, and so soon will the rest of Lordaeron. Now join your mistress in death. Are they gonna kill this guy?
What do you need?
Am I supposed to kill him? I can't attack him. Is anybody gonna help the High Warlord here? Oh, I am supposed to be attacking him. I'm supposed to help the High Warlord. Okay, he wasn't attackable for a minute. I swear he wasn't attackable. I'm not trying to get the Warlord killed. It's not my plan. Guitar Junkie, I appreciate that, man. Thanks for being here and hanging out. Okay, I think we did it. Fix her. Fix her. Why do they care? We are bound to her. We are bound to her. If it will destroy us. Okay, they're gonna sacrifice themselves to bring her back. How was she so easily killed again? Like, how was she? I thought this was like a ploy. I thought she was faking her death. But that's not what it seems like. It seems like they actually killed her somehow. And now these Valkyr are gonna give up their existence to bring her back. She was just shot, right? Like, I feel like she could take a bullet because she's undead. Doesn't she have a health bar? What level is she? So they one-shot her? Sylvanas. I'm really disappointed. Can you still tab target? Absolutely. Yeah, I guess I don't really understand, like, story-wise how any of what just happened makes sense. It just seemed too easy to kill her. I think the armor doesn't cover much. Yeah, like, I guess that could be it. But I feel like, you know, they should have at least had a 25-man raid. Like, if they were going to try to kill Sylvanas. Chromosh is like ruining my thumbnail. What a jerk. It's as good as it's gonna get. Yeah, she got hit by she got hit one time. The Crowley double crossed her. Yeah, okay. But still, she got hit once. Like, I don't know.
We are the Forsaken.
I just thought she'd be a little bit more resilient than that, I guess.
Anyone who stands in our way.
This war has taken a toll on us as a people. We have lost much to secure our place as the rightful rulers of Lordaeron. And though the moment is won, the battle continues to rage in other parts of the Eastern Kingdoms. I must return to the Undercity to recuperate. I want you to go to Hillsbred Foothills in my stead. As my most trusted soldier, you will lead our forces to absolute domination against our enemies in Hillsbred. Report to High Executor Darthalia at South Point Blockade to the east. That's it. We are done. We are done with Silverpine, guys. That's it. If I don't like the Forsaken, I'm gonna hate Hillsbrad. I know. Yeah, I know, because like I don't like questing in Hillsbrad in Classic Era because of all the peasant murder and the farming murder and like the killing of the dog and like, yeah. Like, I know I'm in for like a rough time in Hillsbrad. I've been trying to like, the quest that I know I'm not gonna like, I've been trying just to read the objectives and like not get too sucked into caring about how awful some of the questing is. Like, cause yeah, like we are an evil person doing evil things. There's no shades of gray. And Hillsbrad was already like that even in vanilla. It was always rough to bring like a Tor in there or an Orc there, and you're just kind of thinking like, yeah, I don't think my character would be like on board with this level of murder. It's a little bit too murdery for my taste. So yeah, I kind of know what I'm in for. Yeah, rip South Shore. Rip Alliance questing in Hillsbrad. And like the thing is, like the Alliance never had a ton of stuff to do, which was always kind of a waste. But yeah, now they have nothing they can do. Robert, I hope not. I hope we don't have to see Sylvanas again for any part of the World Soul Saga. I really hope that it focuses on like a core cast of characters that we can follow and have them develop throughout like the 3 games. Like if it's gonna be Anduin and Illyria and Jaina, like and Khadgar and probably Thrall. Like if they need to have like 5 or 6 characters. And I really would like to see those characters actually have character growth. And I want that character growth to be actually happening in the game and not in a cinematic that's published on their YouTube channel, not in a novel, not in a collection of short stories, not in an art book. Like, I would like for there to be a cast of characters and for them to grow and change, face and overcome or fail challenges as the 3 games unfold. And then at the end of the 3 games, I wanted the main cast of characters to be drastically like changed from where they start. That would be what I would want to see. And I don't want to see other characters popping back up. I don't want to be like, oh, Sylvanas is back. Oh, you know, like I just want to have a cast of characters and a cast of villains, and I want to see them like grow as the games play out.
What is it?
So fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. Yeah, we'll probably see like old boy, like what's his name, Terralion. Yeah, we'll probably have to deal with Terralion at some point. Dude's gonna become like a light forged dictator overlord, right? There's probably gonna be some stuff with him. Yeah, absolutely.
Watch your back.
Oh no, is this the quest where we hand out quests?
Goodbye.
Welcome to the machine. Indeed. Indeed, welcome to the machine. Okay, guys, here's what I'm gonna do. We are going to start this retail priest today, because, yeah, that's what I want to do this afternoon. So I am going to take a lunch. I'm going to take like a half hour, and then I'm going to come back, and we're going to be playing some retail priest, and then we're going to be able to have all kinds of fun conversations and comparisons, and talk about like how cata leveling is compared to retail leveling, how the class design is it fun, is it not fun, what about the talents, and eventually we are going to heal heroics on both these characters in different versions of the game. So that's the plan for the afternoon. I think looking at the poll, we're probably going to go into Legion content. So I think that's what, and if we hate it, we'll just peel out and we'll go back to the old world if we end up not liking it. But that is the plan, and thank you guys for being here this morning. I will schedule the stream for the afternoon so you guys can see it, and I would love to see you then. Until then, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and we'll see you soon. Bye for now.